When the sun disappeared behind the horizon for ancient humans, the world didn't just get darker, it became a completely different place. Imagine you're not in a house with lights, Wi-Fi, and a fridge you keep opening for no reason. You're in a world where night is absolute. No streetlights, no candles on demand, let me just check my phone real quick. Just you, your group, and a darkness so thick it feels like it has weight. So what did ancient humans actually do at night? Well, first things first, they didn't treat night like we do. Night wasn't me time, it was don't get eaten time, and that alone changes your entire lifestyle. Most ancient humans would gather together right after sunset. Think of it like the world's earliest sleepover, except nobody's scrolling TikTok and someone is definitely on guard duty, hoping a lion doesn't decide tonight is snack night. Fire was the center of everything, not just for warmth, but for safety, storytelling, and honestly, probably just to keep everyone from silently panicking about every noise in the bushes. And speaking of noise in the bushes, ancient humans had a very active imagination at night. Today, we hear a creak and think house settling. They heard a creak and thought that is definitely a wolf, a spirit, or a wolf possessed by a spirit. There was no such thing as it's probably nothing. Everything was something. So what did they actually do around the fire? A lot of storytelling. This is where things get interesting. Night was basically ancient Netflix, except instead of pressing play, someone says, so there was this giant beast that lived in the mountains, and everyone leans in because there is no pause button and also because boredom could be fatal. These stories weren't just entertainment either. They were survival manuals wrapped in drama. Don't go into that forest sounds boring. A man went into that forest and came back with his shadow missing sounds like something you're never going to test. There was also food preparation at night. Not glamorous, but necessary. After a day of hunting or gathering, they would clean, process, and prepare food. Imagine sitting around a fire after a long day and someone casually handing you a chunk of meat saying, I think this is edible. Ancient humans were basically the original trust me bro chefs. But not everyone stayed awake all night. Sleep patterns were actually very different back then. Many researchers believe ancient humans slept in segments, so instead of one long 8-hour sleep like we try and fail to get today, they likely slept in chunks. A few hours of sleep, waking up, staying alert, then sleeping again. Honestly, that sounds kind of like having a newborn baby, except the baby is also the reason a saber-toothed cat might be nearby. And yes, some people stayed awake on purpose. Night watch was a real thing. Someone had to keep an eye out for danger. Imagine being the designated please don't let us die for the night shift. No coffee, no flashlight, just vibes and terror. If they got tired, they couldn't exactly say, I'll just close my eyes for 5 minutes. 5 minutes in ancient nighttime could turn into becoming a snack. But night wasn't only fear and survival. There was also something deeply human about it. Without distractions, people talked more. They shared memories, fears, hopes, and probably argued over extremely important things like who took the best sleeping spot near the fire. Some things never change. Children would sleep close to adults for protection, sometimes in the middle of the group. So basically, ancient humans invented the original, everyone pile in one bed and pretend this is normal situation. And let's be honest, someone was definitely kicking someone else in their sleep back then too. Now here's something funny to think about. We complain today when we hear a strange sound at night and have to check if it's just the fridge or something scary. Ancient humans didn't have that luxury. Every sound was investigated mentally, spiritually, and emotionally all at once. A branch snapping outside? Full emergency meeting in their head. But as firelight flickered and the night stretched on, something important was happening. Ancient humans were bonding. Night wasn't just survival time, it was connection time. Without daytime distractions, they built relationships, passed down knowledge, and strengthened group trust. In a way, night helped shape human culture. And when sleep finally came, it wasn't in a soft bed with a memory foam mattress and calming ocean sounds playlist. It was on the ground, near fire, surrounded by people, with one eye kind of emotionally open just in case. So the next time you're lying in bed scrolling your phone at 2 a.m., remember this. Ancient humans were out there in total darkness, listening to every sound like it was a threat, roasting meat over fire, telling dramatic stories about monsters, and somehow still surviving long enough for you to be here, worrying about your screen time. Honestly, they'd probably look at us now and think, you have lights, doors, and lockable windows, and you're still scared of the dark?